Do you remember the gun-obsessed illegal Afghan migrant who threatened to kill Nigel Farage and have sex with his sister? Yes, Mada Pasa. Earlier this month, he was jailed for 5 years for those offences. Now, at the time, Nigel Farage said this.
The fact is that in 18 months' time, this violent criminal, somebody with 17 convictions in Sweden, in 18 months' time, he will be in this country, living in a house of multiple occupancy or a hotel. He'll be free to walk the streets whilst his asylum claim is being judged.
Well, tonight I can reveal that Mada Pasa seems to be very much enjoying his life in prison. I've come into possession of several videos which appear to show him and his friends using illegal phones to film themselves behind bars and then post it on social media accounts they're not supposed to have. So they are taken in what clearly looks to be a prison cell, and they appear to have been posted earlier this month after he'd been sentenced. And there's more. What you might have noticed at the end there was what appeared to be some kind of winch leading up to his window, didn't it? I wonder why he's getting lifted into prison. Could it be a fake mobile phone? Could it be an illegal one? I don't know. Maybe something harder. Anyway, shall we have one more video, Mada Pasa, just for good measure? Yeah, so he's part of now an Afghan gang behind bars in prison, so that's worked out really well. Why is this guy still in Britain? Seriously, why? He's not being punished, is he? I mean, this comes in the same week that it's emerged that you paid for an Ethiopian child sex offender 500 quid just to go back to Ethiopia. I mean, that's actually about a year's salary in Ethiopia, by the way. So he's done rather well out of his little trip to Britain. And we've still not deported the bloke who we sent back to France under the so-called one-in, one-out scheme, only for him to come back again on a small boat. He's still in Britain. It's another complete farce for our justice system and our asylum system. Break into Britain, threaten to kill the man who might one day be the next Prime Minister, and it looks like you get to live it up at the taxpayer's expense with all your Afghan mates behind bars. Brilliant stuff, isn't it? Right, let's get the views of my panel on this.
Using the internet without a VPN, a virtual private network, is a bit like taking to the road without car insurance. All it takes is one unlucky moment to cost you a lot of cash. This video's sponsor is Private Internet Access. They are the VPN to help keep you safe. Click the link in the description below to find out why over 30 million people have downloaded PIA to protect themselves online. A virtual private network is an app that hides your IP address and helps keep your data private. When you're browsing the internet at home, you give up a large amount of data to businesses, to shops, and indeed to social media giants too. Hackers have the ability to steal your personal data with ease, including sensitive information such as passwords, keystrokes, and even your personal photos. Private Internet Access helps protect your personal data by encrypting your internet connection to keep your data out of the hands of cyber criminals. And it's not just hackers either to be concerned about. Information can be censored too. When Canada passed their C-18 bill, social media giants decided to ban news content on their platforms. But PIA can protect your ability to consume the news and content you love. Private Internet Access is available for Windows users, Mac OS, Android, Linux, iOS, and you can use one PIA subscription to protect an unlimited amount of devices. And we've got a huge GB News discount for you too. Click the link in this video's description and you'll get a massive 83% off PIA. That's under £2 a month, the price of a coffee, and you'll get an extra 4 months completely free on top. Also, there's a 30-day money-back guarantee too. Visit piavpn.com/GB News to start protecting yourself digitally today.
and the audience. I just don't know if anyone's grabbed a microphone on this yet, but I'm sure you will when we get cracking. Adam, I mean, this is, it's just, Mada Pasa living it large behind bars.
Look, I just want to appeal to some of these lefties out there that think we should have open borders and encourage these people over here. What good is this guy, when he comes out of prison, going to do to this country? What input and positive effect is he going to have over this country? None. And he's going to be a danger to society, a danger to our women and our children, in my opinion. He was already wanted in Sweden for many other offences. It is my understanding that he already had citizenship or an asylum claim in Sweden. So why can we not just deport him back to that country? For me, it beggars belief. Why is he our problem? If he was already processed by another country, surely we can just deport him back to that country. Our immigration, our asylum system is being gamed and abused terribly, and the left support that.
Yeah. Well, there we go. What's the point of it? Honestly, what's the point of having him here? I don't know if we might be able to just play some of those videos again without the sound on, just so we can remind ourselves of the kind of life that Mada Pasa is living behind bars. But he's obviously perfectly happy. He's formed an Afghan gang. He's got mates.
I just think this prison sounds like a riot, and not like a prison riot, like as in a fun riot. I mean, this is all from HMP Wandsworth, right?
Well, possibly, but of course that prison has had
well, he was doing TikToks from Wandsworth before, and of course, let's not forget that Wandsworth has been in the news a few times for not being particularly,
just say it as it is. A prison officer had sex with an inmate at Wandsworth. Recently.
Yeah, a prison officer had a sex with an inmate in Wandsworth. There, I said it. Yeah. Filmed it. And so, I know, madam, look at the look on your face. I know we're all a bit shocked by that. You're absolutely right there. What contribution can this person ever make to society? I mean, he's still got AK-47s tattooed to his face, for goodness sake. I mean, he's only going to get a job down Asda.
What I want to do is I want to read this out, and I've not read this before, so we're going to read out a statement from the prison service, and I'm going to put it to this side of the panel. A prison service spokesperson has told GB News, "It is outrageous that this criminal has got a mobile phone into prison, and we have taken immediate action to pull these videos down and remove the profiles." Not before we downloaded them ourselves, of course. Prisoners found to have a mobile phone or the use of social media could face extra time behind bars. Oh, right, OK, great. So we might get an extra couple of weeks behind bars. I mean, Connie, I don't know. What do you make of this? This guy is making a mockery of the British justice system yet again, isn't he?
Well, he's making a mockery, but our British justice system is in a way that he's able to do that. Like, it's not like he's found, the loopholes are there for him to do it. I mean, when it comes to deporting him, once the Ethiopian migrant was on his little Mr. Bean adventure after he'd left prison, we managed to deport him literally within a day. And so when there's a will, when it looks awful for the government, there is a way. I couldn't believe how quickly it was done. So why can't it be done as quick in individual cases? I know yes, we have so many that we need to deport. But it's like, OK, but it's so quick for that guy. Why can't we at least do it one by one? This one in, one out system. If it's one out, why can't each one out be as quick as this guy?
Yeah, and why can't it stay one out? Why does it have to be one out, one in, like the perverse hokey cokey? Why can't it just be one out?
So I think Connie makes a great point, doesn't she? So if we can get rid, if we can get rid of the Ethiopian sex monster pretty quickly, all right. Admittedly, we had to pay him 500 quid to do one, but that proved that if we wanted to, we could send back loads of other people.
So I think, from my understanding, this guy's Afghanistani.
This guy's Afghan.
I don't think that the British government is in a position.
Back there.
I don't think the British government is in a position to strike up a returns agreement with the Taliban.
Why not?
On such a small scale, on a scale that it wouldn't even be
but if
consequential.
Germany can send them back to Afghanistan, why can't we?
I mean, Germany do a lot of things that we wouldn't do.
Well, why can't we?
I don't think that we should be basing our migration response on agreements with the Taliban. To be perfectly honest.
So let me ask you this.
What happens if they just go no?
Hang on.
They just collapse.
So let's say, would you let Mada Pasa share a flat with you? Would you want him to? Because he's going to
probably not. Probably not.
So why is it okay for someone else?
What do you mean someone else?
Someone else is going to have to live with this guy if we don't deport him.
He's a prisoner. I assume the other people in that prison, and correct me if I'm wrong, are also wrong-uns.
Then he's going to come out.
Just so you know, Germany deports individuals to Afghanistan through a combination of legal processes, diplomatic negotiations and transportation.
How many people is it? How many people?
I don't know how many people, but even if they do one, they can manage it.
It's not many.
Well, I'll just take Mada Pasa going. Just that one.
Well, there's a lot of people with a lot of views here. I want to see some hands going. Well, no, because some microphones given out here to people. So, is that what would you like to say, sir? Go on.
Like you just said, where there's a will, there is a way. And because of the press publicity and PR around that Ethiopian guy, within 24 hours he was on a plane and gone.
Well, he was already being deported before he escaped.
Why should that be an anomaly? Why isn't that the norm?
Well, it wasn't the press pressure.
How do you feel?
He was already being deported.
So there's a point. Yeah, but again, how do you feel about the idea, sir, that we shouldn't send people back to Afghanistan because the Taliban are there?
Well, it's outrageous. I am sorry that the Afghan public seem to think that the Taliban's the best way to govern themselves.
Well, I don't think they do. I think the brutal terrorist regime.
I really don't care.
I think you are.
I really don't care.
You are unbelievable. No, right.
Hang on a minute. I hope you're watching David Lammy. I hope you're watching Yvette Cooper. I hope you're watching Sir Keir Starmer. This is the real world.
Yeah. I think it is.
If you're from Afghanistan, you're going back to Afghanistan.
Listen, Patrick, I think on the point, it's absolutely ridiculous to suggest that the Afghanistani people had elected the Taliban. No. They were a terrorist group that took over. They kill and rape women.
They continually take over.
They have never been voted for.
Since 1979.
They were not voted back into power. They were not voted back into power.
I get that democracy is not the top of the list of the Taliban's priorities.
Well, you said that you were suggesting that it was the people of Afghanistan.
I don't give a flying fairy about the democratic processes or not, or lack of them.
The point is
to facilitate a returns agreement.
To facilitate a returns agreement. To facilitate a returns agreement. There's no point having. We can shout and we can shout and we can shout. We can get emotional. There is no point having the conversation if we're not going to listen to what the actual reality is. You need to have valid governmental relations if you're going to have a returns agreement. We cannot set one up with the Taliban.
I am emotional because
we cannot set one up with the Taliban.
I've got to bring up 2 daughters in this country in the next few years. Every day I am posting about an arrest or a conviction, a rape, a sexual assault or a paedophile that has come over here illegally, and we do not deport. At the end of the day, our justice system and these foreign courts put the human rights of these monsters over the victims in this country, and that is what is wrong.
Can I ask you about the broader point here? I'm sorry, I tend to do this all the time whenever you're on, but as a woman, how do you feel about the level of threat posed by people like the Ethiopian individual, or Mada Pasa isn't committed some kind of sex offence, but part of the line that he used to have a go at Nigel Farage was to say, I will make marriage with your sister, which is a very dominant male thing to say, isn't it? It's a dominance thing, isn't it? I'll marry your sister. Well, I don't actually know if Nigel's got a sister, but I also imagine if he did, she wouldn't want Mada Pasa in her bed. But what do you make of some of the attitudes of men that are coming over to this country that we can't deport?
Well, clearly, if we're allowing people on a huge scale and very quickly to come to this country who have medieval views in comparison to ours, and no, not all cultures are equal or valid. Many cultures are far better, and I think that Western culture is far better than the culture in Afghanistan at the moment, and cultures around the Middle East and in North African countries. I think we can't argue about that. It's not just about women, it's about gay people, democracy, freedom of speech. If we're going to accept that and view a huge change to our culture in the sense that we now have enclaves of areas of the country that are operating completely parallel in different lives and in different ways of life than what should be the dominant culture of democracy, freedom of speech, freedom of religion, and respect for one another and women and gay people. That's my main concern. With Brexit, it used to be we just can't have freedom of movement to the extent where we allow anyone unlimited numbers. Now it is about who's coming to the country. So yes, it does concern.
Do you not find it personally offensive that people like Mada Pasa and co and all these other foreign criminals living large behind bars are laughing at this country?
Yes. Yes, as any normal person is.
But you just want to keep him here anyway.
Well, no, I think it's not just as easy as wishing him away.
Okay.
There are serious policy decisions that need to be made.
But
it takes a while to do.
Let me just quickly say this. If there's a rapist or a paedophile in this country and he's from Afghanistan, would you deport him back to the
In an ideal world, yes, but we don't have that option. That's the issue. Because we don't have
Germany do.
We don't have we don't have the diplomatic relations with Afghanistan.
Well, then why don't
we do not?
It's the world it is.
Why don't we create those diplomatic relations
Well,
with the
I think they
Taliban?
will. The issue is the Taliban government in Afghanistan is still a new government. It's the same as
But
the government in Syria. They are building up their relations. It will take a while to do.
They've been doing it with Germany for the last 4 years. Okay, you're right, Germany haven't done it with loads of people, but they did 81 in one day in July. I mean, that's more than we've done one in, one out in total. And they did it in conjunction with the Qataris. And so, it is possible. It's difficult, of course, but it's possible.
All right, guys, I've just had an update. The Ministry of Justice have been in touch, so can we all just say thank you to David Lammy, by the way? Thank you. Thank you,
He's here.
Thank you.
He's here.
Thank you, David Lammy. For your reference, these videos and the profile have now been removed. The prisoner has been searched. This is Mada Pasa we're talking about. And since the uploads, no phone was found. So we suspect he might have previously sent the videos to someone outside of the prison who then uploaded them for him.
Oh.
That's that. So there we are. I mean, it's ridiculous.
So they haven't found his phone?
No, they haven't found the phone.
But he's now walking with a limp.
You're right. Okay. On that note, look, we've got a lot coming your way, of course, because I'm afraid there's tax rises. It's also some new information about Prince Andrew on the front of literally every single national newspaper. But it's never too early to think about how you can get involved with the festive season. And it's the latest Great British giveaway. It's loads of cash.